I wish I could flex in this camera right now and show everybody how fantastic I look underneath this. But I look like garbage. The reality is I have not trained for a very long time, and a long time for me is about 2 months. For about 2 or 3, no, let's see, I've got all of February, March, all of April, and now May. So just over 3 months. I have not trained, I have not picked up weight, I have not done any cardio. I am somebody that used to train every day for at least an hour. I spent a long time in the gym for years of my life. For the only time I've never trained is if I was hurt or if I was too sore. Sometimes you fall off the wagon, you get right back on. It's just the reality of training. Everybody goes through it. And for this year, I really wanted to start swimming. I said to myself, I'm going to start swimming and I'm going to get good at that for a little bit. I was trying desperately to get my body weight down and I couldn't get it down. And I wasn't getting it down because I'm overweight. I am technically overweight, but I was doing it because I wanted to compete. I desperately wanted to compete in a show, and it was becoming increasingly difficult. I'm somebody who 4 weeks into a diet has one bad cheat day and from ice cream goes to a tub of ice cream. I'm not joking. Like if I've got a Magnum in the fridge, I eat the whole box. And if I have a slab of chocolate, I'll eat the whole slab and then I'll eat the other one and the other one and then I won't stop, and that'll be supper. I would not have a slice of cake. I would leave you a slice of cake and I would eat the rest of it myself. So that's who I am when it comes to bodybuilding and dieting, at least. The reason I'm making this video is because the fitness industry is lying to you. They're lying to you 90% of the time because they monetized it. They found a way to take exercise, which is fitness, which is free. Okay, it is free. You can right now do a couple of push-ups whilst watching this video. If you don't have the space, squat. If you can't squat, you can't push up, do a sit-up. It's the same thing. You know this. It's the basics we all do when we're children. It's free. Exercise costs nothing. Atmosphere is what you're missing when you're not able to train at the gym. Social life is what you're missing when you need your partner to train with you. Assistance is what you're missing. But training is free. Exercise is free. And the art of bodybuilding is very personal. Not everybody likes it. Not everybody wants to stand on the stage. Not everybody wants to go through the years and years of training and dieting and mental and emotional preparation it takes for you to do this. Not everyone wants to do that, but the fitness industry is lying to you because they monetized it. And this is not something that is just new. Just because people like to talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger, well, let's not talk about him. Talk about Luke Sandow. Luke Sandow is a gentleman who died. They passed away. Talk about the Boston Lloyds who passed away, the Rich Pianas. Talk about the Sean Rodens. If you talk about people who are like the Lou Ferrignos, and you talk about the Schwarzeneggers, and you talk about Sergio Olivas, and you talk about, bodybuilding is so vast, you could talk about everybody. The end of the day is you've got the good side and you've got the bad side, but all of them were aesthetic and all of them were chasing the same dream. Not everybody is going to have the same longevity that Charles Glass had. Not everybody is going to have the same longevity as Frank Zane. Okay, not everybody is in those situations. Most bodybuilders don't even make it to live that long. Okay, it's just the reality of it. It is a sport that is not, it's not healthy. It is not healthy. It's not healthy on the mind. It's not healthy on the body. It is not healthy on your life in general. Because you can't have much of a life if you're into bodybuilding. That is just the reality of it. It is the one hobby that people would hope to turn into a sport. I play video games every day. I could stream them every day. It does not mean that I am going to become the next PewDiePie, for example, or the next Dr. Disrespect. I'm not going to become them. So when we're chasing these dreams in the gym, bodybuilding is exactly the same thing. You're hoping that you're going to be the 0.001% of them, who are the best of the best of the best of the best in the world. It's just not going to happen. The genetic limitations of what you're capable of doing it's just not there. Okay, your body is a very precious thing. It's not like a video game that you can uninstall if you're not good at it. When bodybuilding is there and people make decisions like they want to go on certain substances, you can't come back from those things. Okay, you can't uninstall the substance. It just doesn't work like that. Okay, and so when they monetized fitness and they monetized bodybuilding, they found a way to market it. Like everything in the modern day, they market everything. They sell you anything. They sell you water in a bottle. And in bodybuilding, they sold you exercise programs. They sold you health supplements. They sold you workout videos. They sold you training packages under the impression that it's like bottled water. It's basically better than what comes out of your tap at home. And it's just not true. In most cases, yeah, it's slightly more premium, but it's not the best. I can guarantee you that. The tap water is just fine. If you're lucky enough to have tap water at home, go for it. If you don't have tap water at home, trust me, you have other problems in life. Okay, bodybuilding is not one of them. The industry did lie to you. They lied to you when they sold you all these things. Now, this is a video that can actually very easily end up being an hour long. In fact, I'm hoping that's an hour long because it is something that I could do for hours and hours and hours on end. This is my bread and butter of what I would regard as my happy place. Okay, now I have a beautiful, beautiful person in my life, and I have a beautiful, beautiful family. And I'm hoping to make my own beautiful family with my beautiful person. But at the end of the day, when the games piss me off, hitting the gym is where I level out everything. Okay. This, for example, my happy people gave me this. I'm using this big cup because it makes me feel small. It inspires me to get bigger. Otherwise, I'd be drinking in a very tiny cup. And then it would make me feel bigger. And because that's what they tell you on the internet. They tell you you've got body dysmorphia, bigger anorexia. You don't have those things. You don't. They throw these words out there. These are very severe things that they just like to make it like a big deal. Like, oh, I've got body dysmorphia. No, you don't have body dysmorphia. You're overweight. You don't like the way you look. Or you're very skinny and underweight and you don't like the way you look. You wish you had more muscles. You don't have body dysmorphia. You're hypercritical of the way you look. But you don't have body dysmorphia. You are not mutilating yourself in an attempt to change the way you look. You are not going for surgery. You are not doing anything like that. Trust me, you don't have the body dysmorphia. You might have what I would call a characteristic of somebody that might have body dysmorphia. Just because you skipped a meal for supper don't make you anorexic. It's the same thing. I tell it like it is. That's one of the negative ways the industry lies to you, because they will tell you supplements, for example, to make you lose weight. Like, losing weight is a bad thing. There's nothing wrong if you're overweight. Look at our rugby team in South Africa and point out all the obese ones. Not all of them are good. Not everybody's built like Eben Etzebeth over there. Some of us are just built like ox and chair. We can't do anything about it. And he's a fantastic player. I love that guy. But when I look at him, I just think like, oh my gosh, he's so adorable. Look at him. And just the reality, right? Your body does not define your level of health. If you think a rugby player is the definition of health, then what's a footballer? An American footballer, where they've got every type of body on the field there. Rugby is the same thing. You've got every type of player. Skinny ones, tall ones, short ones, fat ones, thin ones, guys that built like a gorilla. Literally, they look like they could kill a gorilla. That's how they built, you know. You take our Super 7 over there and you could put them against, I guarantee you they could give a gorilla a run for the money. That's rugby players for you. But then, does that mean they're better than the guy who's the marathon runner? Does that make Usain Bolt any worse? Does that make Chad Leclos, our swimming legend, to go and then decide, okay, he doesn't fit the criteria of what the image of health is? No, it doesn't mean any of those things. Your body and your physical appearance, if you are critical of the way you look, that's all it is. You're just critical of the way you look. It does not mean you have body dysmorphia. It really doesn't. Because I guarantee if you speak to the swimmer and you look at the rugby player, he's going to want to look like the rugby player maybe. Maybe he loves the way he looks. When I was younger, all the girls will tell you, oh, wow, look at that guy. He's a swimmer. He's got the perfect body. He's got like low body fat. I look at them and I think to myself, where's the low body fat? Because as somebody who's a fan of bodybuilding, if I can't see striations, you're fat. It's just the reality of it. You could have a six-pack and still be fat in bodybuilding. That is the honest truth. Okay? If you flex your muscle and your muscle does not flex its own muscle within its muscle, you're fat. Okay? It's just the fact of it. It is the different criteria and the different standards that we all hold for each other. And so the body dysmorphia thing is the one thing you want to avoid when it comes to health and fitness and what they sell you. They will sell you supplements that suppress your appetite, and they will even sell you supplements that are mass gainers that make you get fat. There's nothing wrong with eating food. You are supposed to eat food. Your digestive system has gone through millennia of evolution and biology in order for yourself to develop a level of digestion that you could eat anything. When you were a kid and you swallowed that tree, trust me, you got no bark inside your body, came out of you, right? You can digest those things. If you can't digest it, your body will chuck it out of you. So please don't think that you need to be chugging all these shakes in order to get big or to get ripped. You don't need to. You do if you are an athlete at that level, or if you are a sportsman, or if you are somebody who needs it. And I'll give you a very, very honest answer. Nobody's paying me to tell you this. I am benefiting nothing from telling you this. These are things that I had to discover myself. And to this day, when people talk to me, they'll tell me things and I look at them and think to myself, oh my gosh, you are so wrong. Because in a gym, if you speak to 10 guys, you are speaking to 10 experts. Even the guy who just walked in is an expert. Especially if you walk into a South African gym. Trust me, they are all pros, right? The reality is, it is a supplement, okay? It is there to supplement something, not to replace something in your diet. It is there to supplement something in your diet, meaning I cannot get enough of this, so I need to supplement it with this compound. That is all it is. Vitamin C is an example. You can't eat an orange every day. It might not be possible. The peel tastes terrible. You take a vitamin C supplement, you're okay. You sort it out. You need it every day. You miss a day. It's okay. Nothing's going to happen to you if you miss your vitamin C for the day, really. I'm having this right now. It's got a whole lot of vitamin C in this. It's got some other stuff in there too. But at the end of the day, you don't need supplements. If you are training very hard and you need the recovery, yes, there are supplements that I would advise that you take. You can take a whey protein supplement, which is something that is generally made from a plant-based source or from milk, right? Which in the form of casein whey, which aids with recovery, and you don't want those things to have added compounds. The more refined your whey protein is, the more expensive it's going to be. But you don't need to be paying an arm and a leg just for whey. It's whey at the end of the day. You're going to drink it. It's going to go straight through your tummy if you're sensitive, and you kind of wasted it. And generally, your body doesn't need it. Your body will not throw away nutrients that it needs. Be real on that one. Your body, if you need it, it will absorb it as best it can. If your body is throwing away nutrients that it needs, you've got bigger problems than an upset tummy. You are going to have a lot of issues. The other supplement that you could use is creatine. Now, creatine is a supplement that I would tell everybody to avoid. Okay, I have tried taking creatine. I tried taking creatine last year. I took creatine for exactly 12 weeks. In that 12 weeks, I'll tell you exactly how much I had taken around 6 grams. 6 grams or 6 milligrams? I don't know. 6 whatever a day. I'm going to say whatever. If somebody got this problem, put it in the comment section. If you don't, I'll know you understand where I'm coming from. It's got loading doses. Wait, I'm going to Google it because I can't be wrong. It's grams. So there was a loading dose of 15 to 20 grams per day for the first 3 days. And then thereafter, I tapered the dose myself to about 5 or 6 grams a day, right? That equates to 2 grams 3 times a day. You can take morning and evening. The idea is that you want it to stay in your blood constantly, because you don't know when you're going to train, for example. You might train in the morning, you might train in the midday, you might train in the evening. Do not listen to an influencer who is paid because they are beautiful. They barely go to work. Most of them are waking up at 1 or 2 p.m. Okay? They have the luxury of training in their own gyms. Nobody bothers them. Their workouts are tailored for them. They are on substances and supplements that you will never try in your life and that you probably cannot afford to try. They're not real. 99% of them are all fake. Okay? They are all kinds of fake. You know the terminology that they use for them. They're called fake natties. And at the end of the day, don't listen to them who tell you, oh, I took creatine and I made all these gains. No, they didn't. It affects different people differently. Creatine will either give you a mental boost, it'll give you a stamina boost, it'll give you an endurance boost, it might give you a strength boost, it will retain water in your body mass will go up. If your body mass goes up, your strength's going to go up with it, right? Mass moves mass. Everybody knows this. When it comes to creatine, I tried creatine for 12 weeks and I didn't get any significant strength. What happened to me was my endurance in the gym went through the roof, right? My stamina went through the roof. I was able to, I'll give you an example. If I was benching 2 plates for 4 reps, when I was on creatine, I could bench 2 plates for 10 reps comfortably. That gave me enough strength to actually push beyond those 2 plates. If I was squatting 2.5 plates, it gave me the strength to squat the 3 plates. It's just the reality of it. And reps is where I train. I don't train for 1 rep maxes. I'm not a strength trainer. I like training for bodybuilding and I like training for longevity. When it came to creatine, the fact that I get fatigued so quickly in the gym, which is because I'm training very hard, and you can't push numbers when you're training hard. It's not possible. And you don't have 15 minutes of rest between lifts. You don't in the gym. It's just the reality. If you're taking 15 minutes of rest in the gym, you're powerlifting, not bodybuilding. That was my experience with creatine, and I had come off it. And my trainer would have told me, and I believe her when she told me it did ruin my physique for quite a bit. It did make me look quite large. My family doesn't like me looking very large. I personally love looking large. I love not fitting to the door. I love making my car look like clownish next to me. I love being big. I wanted to be big my whole life. And I like being strong. And I'm naturally strong. I don't need to train to chase strength, right? So what I like is a look of a certain aesthetic. Creatine I really thought was going to be like a miracle, because I've seen people that have taken creatine and they look like significantly different. However, until you understand that the body is different from mine and that my body will not react to them, even if you take 2 people who have the identical body, genetically they're going to react different. I've reacted different to creatine than some people have. And some people, that's just the reality of it. But it is a supplement that, because I have had experience with it, if you take it for the benefits of creatine, then go for it. There are people who will take it thinking they're going to get mass overnight. It's not going to happen to you. You're going to get heavy, but you're not going to get muscle. Your muscle is just a cell. It's going to fill up with water, and that's how it gets bigger in size. And then when you stop the creatine, it's going to go back to its normal size. So a bigger muscle makes more power and gives you a bigger look. If you get heavier, you get more strength. And so that's just creatine for you. If you don't take it, you're not going to miss out anything. And if you eat chicken, broccoli, rice, your sweet potato, you eat your spinach, you eat all the healthy bodybuilding food that we love to eat, trust me, you're getting your creatine in your daily diet, especially if you're somebody who's eating mince and rice every day like myself. You're going to get your creatine. You do not need to supplement excess creatine. It will literally make hardly any difference. My benefits from creatine may have been less than 5% in my lifts and in my body weight. It wasn't anything significant. I think I went up from about 104, 105 kilos, which is my baseline weight is 104, 105 kilos. That's just normal. I went up to about 110, 111 kilos in creatine. That was it. There was nothing more than that. I didn't see any other difference in it. I mean, my lifts even went up by maybe 5%. It wasn't anything crazy. So creatine and whey protein are the 2 supplements that I would generally say somebody needs them. You don't need them the day you walk into the gym. If you sit at home and you take them, maybe you need it, I don't know. You be the judge of that. But people will walk into the gym, in my experience, and they will buy these supplements. And so I will always look at them and say to myself, you don't really need it. I'll say to them, you don't need it if they ask me. But when somebody asks me anything in the gym, and the people who train with me can attest to this, I am always kind and I am always honest and I am always as accommodating as I can be. I try to be friendly, and the worst thing you can do is discourage someone from coming to the gym. You should always encourage everybody who is there to train, because it is a very, very, very inviting community. The only people that are disruptive in the gyms are the ones who don't really belong there and are there for the wrong reasons. They should leave and they should never come back. When it comes to people who are buying supplements on day one, well, you haven't even trained. You haven't trained hard enough to see results from your natural training, what you're capable of. You haven't trained long enough to give your body time to adapt to the changes that you've introduced into your lifestyle routine and your program. You haven't. How then do you decide on day one that you need whey and you need creatine and you need fat burner and you need a pre-workout and you need a post-workout, you need an intra-workout, you need electrolytes afterward? Why? Why are you sweating so much that you're losing all your electrolytes? You're overly hydrated in the gym. Guys who chug water in the gym, you're sweating a whole lot. You're losing all your electrolytes in that sweat. And then you're drinking the water thinking you're replenishing. Well, you're replenishing the water, but not the electrolytes that you've lost. Tough luck, I know, that's just what it is. You'd better off drinking Powerade at that point. Don't be somebody who falls for the market of it. If your gym is selling supplements, The gym that I train at, most of the gyms will sell you supplements. They will not sell you something that is not going to be beneficial to you. They don't want to lie to their clients. They are honest people. They are fanatics just like you. They are selling you stuff that works. They are selling you stuff they know, which is why most gyms will keep these things. They'll keep a good pre-workout. I've taken pre-workouts. I like the tingling sensation that I get from some of them. I don't, not all of them work. Most of them, if they're very strong or they have a very specific blend, it'll go straight through me. I will have very, very severe brown rain in the gym. And I'll feel awesome, and then I won't trust anything. And you know, when you're on the bench and you lie flat and your tummy decides, oh, I've changed position, let me change my composition, and then everything just, wants to come out the other end, and you can't trust your fart. And if you're squatting, it's bad. And if you're on the pec deck, it's bad. And if you're on the row machine, it's bad. And if you're not doing Romanian deadlift, it's worse. And it's just everything. When you can't trust your fart in the gym, oh my God, pre-workout bad for you. You can tell. I've had experiences. It's not good. Not all of them are good, at least. But yeah, pre-workout is the other one I'm going to talk about. Now, pre-workout is something that they will sell you very quickly in the fitness industry. Everybody who is an influencer will come up with a pre-workout. Take my pre-workout. It's gotten so ridiculous that even the gamers on Twitch, they've started to sell gamer subs. It's like, oh yeah, it's mental stimulation. Why? Red Bull and Monster was fine. It's just the reality of it. They're just selling you Red Bull and Monster. It's the same thing. There's very, 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 very tiny differences. One is tailored towards exercise and the other one is tailored towards mental stimulation. That's all it is. The gamer subs is a good example of them exploiting the fan base and people who are like, you're not Ninja, you're not Shroud, you're not anybody, you're not Speed, you're not any of these guys. You're not. You're sitting at home playing on your computer hoping you're going to be like them. You taking that supplement is not going to make you like them. It's the same way in gaming. They sell you a controller, they'll put a gamer sticker on it, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, it's a gaming controller. It's got colors on it. Your supplements are exactly the same thing. The one that's more colorful will be like, oh yeah, mass, this, that. Well, why? It's the same thing. Trust me. The mouse that's colorful does exactly the same thing as the mouse that has got no color on it. And more buttons doesn't mean it's good. You're not even going to use them. You don't have enough fingers on your hands to use the buttons. It's the same thing with the supplements. You don't do enough workouts for them to be effective. You don't train hard enough for them to be used in your body. And you're not going to utilize them. You're not a pro. You're not somebody who is on 50 other supplements that is going to help you and get the benefit from that. They are looking for the 0.1% improvement in their body that separates them from the 0.0001% of the population that is already good. It's not going to work for you. It's not going to make a difference in your body. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not trying to sell you anything at the end of the day. If I ever try to sell you something, it's because I took it myself and I know it works. Okay? It's just the reality. Nobody knows your body better than you. So when it comes to things like pre-workout, don't mess with pre-workout. Pre-workout is something that over the years, in order to push the envelope in gyms and to make you feel amped and hyped to training, it's the biggest lie they've ever sold you. Just the way you wake up, you can sleep a whole night and you can wake up very tired the next day. Pre-workout is the same thing for gym. You can walk into gym and instantly decide, I'm going to go home. I don't want to be here. I'm not feeling it. There are days when you can dumbbell press 50 kilo easy. It's going up really easy. And then there's days when the 40s don't want to go up. It's like this. Your body has good days and bad days. You have to go up and down. Sometimes you're overtrained. Sometimes you never sleep. Sometimes you never eat. Sometimes you step too much. Sometimes you ate too much. You're never going to know which one it is. That's why they just say check everything in the book and go, nobody's going to do that. You know you're not going to do that. Some of the pros don't do that. Okay, it's just the reality of it. So when it comes to pre-workout, they'll always put supplements. One of the banned supplements that they used to push in it was ephedrine. They would put so much of that stuff. It's like adrenaline. They're putting it into your pre-workout to make you have a reaction to this thing and to make you pumped. And it's not good. It's bad for you. It goes into places you don't want it to go. It's bad for your heart. It's not good. You get guys who will take this pre-workout and they'll have underlying health problems, and then they'll all of a sudden they collapse in the gym and you wondered what happened, and they'll be like, oh no, steroids. And then no, it's not steroids. It's just they were taking substances they didn't even know they were taking. That's what happened. And most of these pre-workouts get banned for these reasons. Children can't take them. Pregnant women can't take them for that reason. They've got substances in there that are just not good for you unless you have a very trusted source, and even then it's that version of trust. The amount of supplement companies that have gotten caught putting substances in their blends that shouldn't have been there, all of them. It's just the reality. Pre-workout is something that you should take if you need the kick. You don't take it every day. You take it when you need it. On the days you really want to push, take a pre-workout, go for it. If you're not feeling like being at the gym, I would honestly tell you to go walk on the treadmill for about 15 minutes to half an hour, have a good conversation, try to keep yourself pumped up. In the gym, normally it'll happen. Get yourself moving, and then you'll see if you're in the mood, then have your pre-workout. Don't walk into the gym on the days you don't want to train, have your pre-workout and start squatting. You're going to have a bad time. You're going to hurt something. You're going to pull something. You're going to strain something. You might not get the lift you want, and you're going to go home very, 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 very depressed. So that's the other supplements I'm talking about now. So you've got pre-workouts, you've got creatine, and you've got whey. The pre-workout is one that has something they would call a stimulant-free, meaning generally it's got no like caffeine or something in there. It'll be like they won't have anything that's going to affect your blood pressure if you're hypertensive or anything like that. So they try to make it as safe as possible. Most pre-workouts work, but you have to use a reputable one, and you have to try all of them. Do not watch an influencer or somebody who's training or selling a pre-workout tell you that that's the one that works. You have to try them out because different people react differently to them. The best pre-workout I've ever taken was actually a blend that was given to me as a sample by the gentleman at one of my local supplement stores, and very kind guys. They gave me a dose of it, and I said, okay, I'll try it out next time I'm training. I had one of the best workouts I've ever had in my life. I trained so strong, and it was the one time I took that pre-workout, and I can attest to that one being the best one I've ever taken. And so it was just the one time too. I don't want to get you will get addicted to the way you like the gym. You'll get addicted to the supplements that make you do better in the gym. It's the reality. It's like a guy wearing his favorite shirt every day because the girls tell him he looks nice in it. You'll wear it all the time. It's just the reality. When it comes to pre-workouts and supplements, and once you take them and you realize you're looking and feeling a certain way, some of them make you feel so pumped in the gym and make you look so vascular and so aesthetic, then you're just going to take it all the time. And so you're going to become addicted to the look, not just the pre-workout. You're going to get addicted to the feeling, not just the pre-workout. Those are the 3 supplements I would say you can take, you should take. Don't take them thinking miracles are going to happen. They're not going to happen. Also, don't take them if you're just at home. If you walk into the gym on day 1, don't take them. Don't take any supplement without doing a diet plan as well. You can take supplements like whey, for example, that are not 100% blend or pure, or they will have high calorie counts. You might be taking whey thinking you're going to lose weight. You're going to gain weight, especially if you're in a calorie surplus and you're trying to lose weight. Whey is not good for you. You could be taking something that's more inclined towards being a mass gainer instead of whey, but it won't tell you all that in the bottle with the supplements, because that's something you encounter is the type of training people do, right? Now, training is a topic that people can talk to and talk on for hours. Depending on who you talk to, you're going to have somebody who will tell you, oh no, the right thing to do is be strong. No, if you're built like a dwarf, you're going to be strong. It's mechanics. Okay, but then if you look at world's strongest men, they're not dwarfs. All of them are over 6 foot. What happened? And then if you look at the Olympia stage, they're not the world's strongest men. They're all very short. They're my height. They're all dwarfs. All of us. So we're very short, very stumpy, very tiny, and we put on muscle and we're strong because of the mechanics, right? A shorter bone will have a larger muscle mass to that bone. So if this is the muscle and this is the bone, you can see it's thick. But if I take this off and I stretch it out that way over a longer bone, it's going to be thin and lanky and not that appealing. It's not going to have such a nice, on top of it. So it'll actually look something more like this. You'll get a guy posing on stage and he's going to be like, bang, and he's got no muscle over there. I'm one of them. I've got long arms and then it's not going to be on there. You get a guy with short arms comes and got these beautiful bicep peaks and these beautiful attachments and these tiny joints, and it makes everything look beautiful. No, it's genetics, and it's the body, and you got to sculpt your body according to the way you want to. And most guys fall under 4 or 5 main categories. The guys you see in the gym that are training, not everybody come to the gym to be a bodybuilder, so don't get offended if people are using the machines not to the quality of workout that you would expect. Not everybody in the gym is benching 2.5, 3 plates. It's just not happening. To walk into any gym fitness place, you're going to see the guys who are there for strength training, because that's the first thing everybody does when they go to the gym. They will walk up. You've been in the store. You'll walk up to the store. A guy will pick up like a 5 kilo dumbbell, be like, and then all of a sudden, he's like stands at the mirror. The first thing they do is gauge how heavy they can lift, and then afterwards they stand in the mirror. Just being a man, you want to be like, I've picked up this weight, so I'm a strong macho guy, and then after I've picked up this weight, now I'm going to go stand in the mirror and look at my gains. People think the result is instantaneous. If you're in a gym and you're dieting down for competition, yes, you can transform your body from the time you walk into that gym, and an hour later when you're leaving, you will look like a completely different human being. This is the reality of highly conditioned athletes. Okay, but you being a regular Joe, you got to pump, you feel good. Okay, good. But most guys who walk into the gym are focusing on their strength. That is why they will so quickly load up the weights on the first day. They will hit the bench press. Guys will walk into the gym, load up the bench, look like they're going to snap something. I have seen people that have got arms that are thinner than the bar, and I just look at them and I think to myself, please do not die in my gym, because it's going to hurt everybody here. We're not prepared for this. It's going to make us feel bad. We also don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. So strength training is one type of training. Everybody likes it. It's fun. People like testing themselves. You smash your PRs and then it becomes a numbers game. You're at a gym when you've got strength training, when they've got a little chart on the wall and next to it's got names on it with the lifts there. And that is a beautiful thing to have in a gym. It inspires good competition. It also inspires lots of visits to the physiotherapist and lots of injuries. And it's cool. It's part of the sport. It is what it is. You don't like it, don't put your name up on the list. It's as easy as that. With strength training come a lot of other issues. The type of equipment that you're going to be able to have access to, the type of training that you're going to be able to do, the type of plates that are involved, the types of bars that are involved. Does your gym have a platform for you to train at? Are you allowed to use lifting chalk? Are you going to get straps? Are you going to get grips? Are you going to get special platform shoes? Are you going to get a belt? These are things that when you're strength training, it's like you can turn it into a hobby on its own, and you can really go to town with it. But if you're a strength training, you are there to push numbers not in terms of reps and inches, numbers in terms of kilograms and pounds. You are there to lift heavy weight, and you mean business. You are there to tear muscles and to rupture tendons, and you are there to snap joints, and you are there to have bloody noses, and you are there to just have a vein randomly pop on your body and start oozing blood for no reason, and you're there to see your forehead look like your margin Vegeta, and you are there to fall into the mirror of the gym and break the glass and ruin it for all of the bodybuilders out there because you fainted. And that is why you like strength training. But you are also the strongest at the end of the day. You are the guy who is the strongest if you're strength training. It's just a reality. As much as though you're snapping and pushing your body to the limit, your body is at the peak of what anybody's body is capable of doing, is a strength athlete. You go to the Olympics and you see those guys do clean and jerks and overhead presses and things like that, and you look at them, and I guarantee you walk into a gym and you see a guy lift a dumbbell up the back of his head when he's going to do a military press, and then you realize that bar is going too far back and you just snap and something broke. It's not easy. Being strong is not easy. Being strong takes a lot of trust in your body and your own abilities and a lot of confidence. And it's a major respect to guys who do strength training. It is for them, often they will push their bodies to the point of breaking the limit, and they will break those records and break those limits and die doing it, because that is who they are. That is their sport. Bodybuilding, on the other hand, they're pushing their body to a different kind of limit. And so you get the bodybuilders in the gym. And the bodybuilders are the guys who are training for high repetitions. You just want to look good. The strength guys are generally overweight. Okay, they have big bellies because it's called a power belly. It's a six-pack muscle underneath there. It's if you look at them, they will have a very solid six-pack outline, but the tummy will be distended and rounded. And you look at them and you'll think to yourself, what's happening? Well, it's a power belly. It's called a power belly. They literally brace on their tummy, and they help. All their strength comes from there. So it's a reality of it. If you look at guys picking up the Atlas stones, it's got to rest on top of their tummy. If they're lifting anything, if they're carrying something with a bar across their chest, for example, they're lifting it here, but it's resting on their tummy, and their back is arched all the way, and they're lifting it and they're carrying it. And so it's a very respectable thing. And the bigger the power belly, the stronger the man in general, I believe, at least. And so you look at the bodybuilders, on the other hand, they're there for aesthetics. The mirrors are for them, not for you. The mirrors in the gym are for bodybuilders. We're not looking at you. We are looking at ourselves. It is the king of vanity and the sports, and loving yourself is bodybuilding. When you walk into a gym, the power lifter is going to look at the bodybuilders like they're all gay, because it is a very, very... It is genuinely, like in the 90s, people thought like gymnasiums were like, a place where you went to, you would, if you were a bodybuilder, they would be like, oh, why do you want to see men in their brief stand on stage? But we appreciate the body in its naked form. We respect every single curve, every single line, and every single type of muscle. The ability to build that body and to develop that muscle to beyond what is humanly possible, it's shocking, and it is quite rewarding to be able to stand in the world and say, I'm the best of the best of the best in the whole world. Like, if you are Mr. Olympia, you are the best. Samson Dauda, as of making this video, is Mr. Olympia, and he is the best built man in the whole world. I don't think anybody understands what that takes to be the best physique in the whole world by the criteria of the Olympia committee. That is a huge pedestal to be on. It's like, if you look at the metrics World's Strongest Man, and the World's Strongman competition, there's so many of them. You would get guys from different divisions. It's like boxing. The guy from one division might be better than the other federation, and they'll come together and fight to get one champion, right? Bodybuilding is only one Olympia. That's just the reality of it. It's like the Olympic Games. If you didn't show up on that day, tough luck. It doesn't matter who's strong or who's faster on the other day. If on that day, it's the best of the best of the best. And so with bodybuilding, you have to have every single muscle developed. And so when you go to a gym, any gym, you would want equipment that is tailored towards bodybuilding. And the nice thing about bodybuilding and powerlifting and strength training, like, they are very, very close in terms of the equipments that they use. With bodybuilding, in my opinion, free weights are probably the best weights to build muscle. However, machine weights is where you train if you're training to proper failure. You cannot safely train free weight to failure. It's just not possible. There's a reason the Smith machine works better for some guys when they're building their chest. You can fatigue on a Smith machine. I would not advise anybody fatigue on a bench press. If you are fatiguing on a bench press, which I have been guilty of many times, I will sometimes over gauge my strength for the day, and I will go and I'll get tired on the bench, and I'll be like, oh no, I've done a bad thing. And you have to have the discipline not to do things like that. So bodybuilders in general, you're there to look good. You're there to train lightweight. It's still heavyweight, by the way. I'm saying lightweight by the standards of everybody else in the gym, right? But bodybuilders are generally quite strong. And you're taking a lot more than the powerlifters. You're taking more than everybody. If you're the bodybuilder, you are the bread and butter and the backbone of the supplement industry. All the supplements, not just the ones on the shelves. There's other supplements that aren't on the shelves. So those are the ones that bodybuilders are on. They're on all of them. The ones that not looked at the big tubs, there are other supplements that are about the size of this little minion over here. So these are the ones, these little ones that the guys are taking. Don't ask me. I'm not going to tell you. But at the end of the day, you have the strength trainers and you have the bodybuilders. The other ones you have are the power builders. Now, power building is something you would get guys like Michael Hearn come on channel and tell you, I'm a power bodybuilder. They are basically bodybuilding and they throwing in strength training. And so they're lifting heavy weights and they're doing bodybuilding, and their workouts are like 4 or 5 reps sometimes. And they're trying to push heavy weights and just be aesthetic at the same time. That's all it is. But at the end of the day, Michael Hearn is not the world's strongest man, and he is also not Mr. Olympia. So when you're power building, you're not going to be the best at anything. You're trying to be the best at everything. And the best at everything will never be the title holder of one of the most prestigious awards in fitness. It's just not going to happen. Usain Bolt can't be the fastest man in the world, and a long distance runner is not going to work. So that's just the reality. Power building is there. Most guys in the gym are actually doing some form of power building. They just don't know it. The other type of people you're going to find in the gym is CrossFit. Now, CrossFit, I don't believe in personally. It is my personal opinion. If you do CrossFit, good for you. If it makes you happy, don't stop. If CrossFit is something that is you're being pushed into, I would honestly tell you to not do it, because the injuries related to CrossFit are horrific. They are, none of what they do is tailored towards the natural motion of the body. CrossFitters do motions that are natural to CrossFit. You would never see someone doing CrossFit do a pull-up, a good pull-up. Someone who is doing CrossFit wishes they were doing calisthenics. And nobody trains the body in its raw mass better than somebody who trains calisthenics. Somebody who is training calisthenics is going to be using their body weight to do most of their movements. And they will do things like pull-ups and push-ups, and they will do anything. They will do dips. They will put their body in a position, but they will do it with good form, and they will do it in the most optimal way for their specific structure. Whereas in CrossFit, their job is very similar to weightlifting, where they're trying to just move mass. as fast as they can. It's not good. I've seen horrific injuries and it's not good. Now, there are applications where CrossFit can be beneficial because it is a very demanding sport. It is very, very demanding. CrossFit, from what I've seen those guys do, they are not far off from being gymnasts. In all honesty, they are very, very, very top tier athletes. It is just something that I personally would never see myself doing. I'm not capable of doing it. I like my joints too much. I don't want to break or snap something or hurt something. And I've seen some horrific CrossFit injuries. And I just don't believe anybody should be walking into a gym and start swinging on a bar and you're looking at them thinking they're going to snap their shoulders. It's just not good. Now, I've seen some horrific things in the gym from bodybuilders. But when it comes to the CrossFitters and them training in the gym, it's just something, it freaks me out personally. It's not, I got nothing against CrossFitters. It's just the type of training, I wouldn't do it. Other people you will see in the gym are the sport-specific athletes. Now, sport-specific athletes are those who are training in the gym, and you will see them often doing exercises that you should not replicate yourself. If you see somebody training for cricket, they will be doing a very specific type of training. They will do a specific type of stretching. If you see somebody training for football or rugby, they will be doing a very specific type of training. If you see somebody who is training for tennis, they will be doing a specific type of training. If you see a gymnast in the gym, they will be doing a specific type of training. They might be doing movements that are similar to yours, but do not walk into the gym and copy those people, because they are not training to be there for fun. They are training there purposefully. This is not to say that bodybuilders and powerlifters are not training purposefully, but sometimes when you're a newbie and you are walking into the gym, you are going to be looking at other people and what they're doing and copying them. It happens all the time. But so be able to identify somebody who is there for their sport-specific training. And those are the people that you would meet in the gym when you're walking in the first time. You're going to see the strength guys who are there for strength training. You're going to see the bodybuilding guys who are there for bodybuilding. You're going to see the powerbuilding guys who are there for everything. You're going to see the CrossFit guys. And the CrossFit guys are there to, I don't know why. You don't need to be in the gym to do CrossFit. You're going to see the calisthenic guys who have the most amazingly sculpted physiques and without all the nonsense, And then you're going to see the sport-specific guys in the gym. The last and final type of person you're going to see in the gym is the one I feel the most sad for. They are the people that walk into the gym and don't know why they're there. They are swiping their card so that they get their discount at their medical aid, and they are there because they're trying to get away from something, and whilst they're there, they're not making the most out of the workout, and I feel the worst for them mostly. They are the people that are training, and you can see they're training wrong, and sometimes people get frustrated with them. Don't get frustrated with them. Help them. Do not watch someone do something wrong and then laugh at them and amuse at them afterwards. Show them the right thing, so that they don't injure themselves. Teach them. Inspire them. You are not in competition with them. So why does it bother you so much if you then go and teach this person something? They're not going to outlift you. They might outlift you. Good for them. Good for you. You helped someone become a better version of themselves and attain a level you couldn't. There's nothing wrong with that. Ronnie Coleman had a partner at one point. I'm pretty sure that guy is his number one fan. It's just the reality of it. You can't be the best at everything. But if you can help someone and push someone towards something and it turns into something great, then good. But don't look at people failing and then laugh at them. It's not a good thing to do. You're not a good person if you do that. And in the gym, if they get hurt, why wait till they get injured? You could have avoided that person ruining their life and hurting themselves and possibly somebody else at the same time. So they are the last people you'll find in the gym. The people who have been there for a very long time and have made no progress. And you look at them and you see them there and you're wondering to yourself, this poor person is there and they're trying every day and they just come to the gym because they like being there. That's the reality of it. They're the people that are at the gym for atmosphere, because they are it's their happy space and they just like working out. They are not pushing any kind of goal. They're not pushing any numbers. They're not pushing a number on the scale. They're not pushing a number on the chart. They're not pushing centimeters off their bicep. They're not there to break CrossFit records and PRs and cuts. They're just at the gym to exercise and be healthy. And ultimately, when it comes to training, your type of training that you do ultimately is for you to be healthy. And that is the most important thing that you can do. On the basis of that, I would like to move to the next topic, because if you're not doing the type of training and you're not doing the supplement route, the other thing that people can be doing is, why are they training? Like the people who are there at the end, your training is either it should be fun primarily. When it comes to training, What I believe is that your training should be fun. No matter what you're doing, you must be having fun. I personally believe that you should train for longevity. Training for longevity is the best thing you can do for yourself. You don't want to be 70 years old or even 50 and lying in bed and thinking, oh, I hurt myself so badly, I can't do anything. You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the guy that is able to lift weights till his very last day. You want to be strong till your last day. You don't want to be in a situation where you get injured in your 30s and then for the rest of your life you can't squat or bench properly. These are movements that you should be able to do regardless, whether they are assisted or not. They are important in your everyday life and they should be functional in the most part of them, because we're not all Mr. Olympia. We're just not. We're not all Brian Shaw. We're not all Samson Dowda. We're trying to be the best versions of ourselves. So if you're training, be happy. Be happy in the gym. Know that you have limitations as a person. You're not Superman. No one is. Nobody is. Just train. A man has to know his limits. So when you're training in the gym, make sure you're happy and you're there. Have fun. Be kind to the people that are in the gym. Help people that ask you for help and be there for people. The gym is a place where I've encountered so many people that come to me for help all the time. I take all the time I have to be there for them. I will always talk to them. I have people that walk up into the gym. They are so comfortable with me. They will pull my headphones off my head whilst I'm training. I have people that come to me in the gym and that will touch me while I'm in the middle of a very heavy lift, and I'll be like, hey man, it's not okay. I'm going to get injured. And that is the level of comfort my friends and the clients that train at my gyms normally have with me. When you're a friendly guy, you've got to take it on the shoulder that if you're going to be everybody's big brother and everybody's friend and everybody's brother and everybody's training buddy and all that stuff, the people are going to sometimes do things. You don't get angry with them. They're fun. They have to be happy with you. You haven't gotten injured. You could have. It didn't happen. You don't want that to happen. But at the end of the day, they're happy. The environment is happy. And I enjoy each and every one of them. I love each and every one of them. I don't dislike anybody. Even the guy who slams the weights, it hurts my ears, but I've got headphones on. I feel the shock of the ground beneath my feet and I know it's him. And so it's just, at least I know he's there. He doesn't have to shout for me to hear him. All types of people in the gym. Everybody is welcome. Everybody feels comfortable. You should be friendly to everybody and you should always have fun. And you should train for longevity. Don't train so that you break yourself and you can't walk into the gym. The last thing you want is to be in a situation where you have either hurt yourself so badly that you can never train again, or you've got to take months off from gym. You don't ever want to be in that situation. So that is the last thing I would say about that particular topic, which is training should be fun and it should be for the rest of your life. It should be a lifestyle. Training should be as important as taking a shower in the morning. Do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Like everything else you do in life. Don't think about it. Just do it. The other thing I'm going to talk about for anybody who is new to training is, do I need a partner? A training partner? Everybody is scared to ask for a spot. Ask for a spot. I'm not going to bite your head off. Ask me for a spot. I'll give you a spot. Okay, a spot is when you need assistance with a lift and somebody comes and helps you get the bar up. Don't watch someone struggle. I have asked people to spot me that pulled the weights out my hands. They're so strong. And I was like, I'm not doing anything. I've asked people to spot me with the bar is coming back down on my chest and they are standing there laughing and watching me. And I'm like, I can't wait to get up off this bench because it's just the reality of it. Spotting people is something that is natural. My sister spots me in the gym. And she counts so well. Because, mathematics in the gym is something else. We count in 2s, 4s, 6s, and 8s, or 20s to 100s, and the bar has different values depending on who you talk to, and the numbers don't mean anything, and sets and reps, and everything counts in the gym. Everybody counts. Even the spot counts. One more is one more. Trust me, one more is not one more. In the gym, one more is at least as many as your spotter thinks you can have in your tank. Sometimes 1 to 10 does not mean 1 to 10. Depending on who you speak to. If you're with my sister, 1 to 10 could be 20. You never know. And that is my training partner. And I love training with her. And that's another thing. Like anybody can be your partner. Whether it's a boy or it's a girl, whether it's a bodybuilder or a beginner, everybody can be your partner. You don't need a guy who is the size of a house to spot you if you are the size of a house. Your spotter is not there to pull the weights. Trust me, if you are benching 100 kilo and you've got a guy spotting you, he's not going to upright row 100 kilos for you. You are absolutely mistaken. It's just not going to happen. You're going to get injured very badly and he is actually going to get injured spotting you. So you should spot yourself and you should know your limits as somebody when you're going to ask somebody to spot you, and they are not there to hold the weight for you. They are there to assist you. The biggest mistake people people make when they're spotting somebody is they think the spotter is there to save their life. You're just going to let go of the bar. No. Your spotter is there if they take their fingers and put their fingers beneath the bar and they just lift the bar with no effort. The bar will go up. A fatigued muscle is not a spent muscle. Always remember that. A fatigued muscle, when it is failing, just needs a little bit of a push and the bar will go up, I promise you. You give your partner just enough. It's literally 1 kilo worth of weight that you're just lifting up. And the bar will go up. It'll always go up. It's different from a squat. If you're squatting and you need a spotter, please keep the weight light. There's a reason when you see people bail on the squat, they drop the bar behind their back or they fall forward, or your squat rack has like assistant bars on the side. There is no safe way to spot somebody squatting. I don't believe there is, because if the person squatting drops that bar behind you, you are going to be in a front squat with that bar in front of you, because you're going to grab either them. You can either put your hands underneath them and brace them on their chest, and you can squat down with them. I've seen people try spotting people by just even holding the bar behind them, which is a terrible way to spot somebody. Sometimes the spotter panics and they push you forward and you're falling into the rack. You can hurt your lower back. You can have such terrible injuries squatting. Squatting is not for everybody. Squatting is a powerlifting movement. It for purposes of bodybuilding. There's safer ways to do it. Do it with lighter weight, increase the reps, control the contraction, and have a spotter there if they are strong enough. And your spotter is there to correct your form. So don't be shy. Ask somebody to spot for you. Have them there to correct your form. Have them there to assist you with the reps so that you can train to failure. They are not there to lift the weight for you. They are not there to do the exercise for you. And don't be shy. Ask them to help you. It is easier to ask a girl out on a date and have her reject you than it is to ask someone to give you a spot. It is easier to look at someone awkwardly in public and smile than it is to look at someone and ask for a spot. In fact, most of the time, because this is something it's so rare, it never happens. A girl's not going to walk up to you and say, hey, I saw you looking at me, and like, it doesn't happen all the time. It happens in the movies. But a spotter will often look at you and be like, hey, do you need a spot? That's the difference. That's gym life for you, man. It's so good. So don't be shy. Ask for a spot. When people are giving it out like it's free, like it's a spot. You need a spot. Yeah, go get a spot. Don't train alone. Do you need a partner to train? No, you do not need a partner to train. Training with a partner has its benefits. It also has its negative sides. The benefit of training with a partner is that you can both push each other and that you can assist each other, and they are your trainer and your spotter and your friend. The negative sides of it to being a partner is sometimes they can push you into a training that you don't like, that you don't agree with, something that is not comfortable with you, or that you are not comfortable with. Your partner can sometimes put you in a situation where you are pushing yourself beyond what your natural capabilities are, and you will get injured. People get injured alone. A lot more people get injured when they're with their friends because they are trying to prove something. And it's good to have someone pushing you, don't get me wrong, but it is important to know your limitations as a person. So training with a partner has its positives and its negatives. The other negative with a partner is you will talk a lot when you're training. When it comes to gymming and bodybuilding and training and things like that, you can talk the entire session and have done only one set. I'm not joking. The amount of times I've been training deep into my workouts and people will come and talk to me, and all of a sudden the person I'm training with has stopped training, and I know they've only done 3 sets for the entire 1 hour that we've been there. And I am on my 3rd exercise and I am 4 sets into that exercise. So I've done 12 sets and the other person has only done 3 sets for the whole session. And I look at them and think to myself, but you were having a nice conversation, and I don't disagree with them having the conversation, but they're not going back. They've actually gotten cool. They got cold. The muscles aren't warm anymore. They got to re-warm up. It's like one of those things. So you've got to be mindful of how you have a partner and how you train, and who you allow to distract you, and so it's good to have a partner. You don't need a partner to train. That is why there are so many machines in the gym, but your partner can even help you if you're training on the machines. It is just one of those things. Thinking that you need a partner to train is not a must. And if you walk into the gym and you ever see me in the gym and you don't have anybody to train with you, I'll train with you. I'll be your friend. I'll be your partner. I can't train with you all the time, but I'll try to be there for you. The other thing I want to get into is to respect all the people in the gym. The reason why I've put this here is because the amount of people that walk into the gym, respect goes in every way. Okay, it goes from me to the people that talk to me, to the people that train with me. It goes to the people that are shouting in the gym, that are damaging the gym equipment. It is to the people who are vulgar in the gym, the people who are listening to loud music, singing, doing funny things. A gym might be a public space, but within the gym, there is still personal space for the people that are training. If you're getting into someone's personal space in the gym, you're going to hurt them. They might hurt you. Unintentionally, they might hurt you. If you stand next to me whilst I'm on the squat and I cannot see you because I'm looking in front of me and you're on the side of me, trust me, guys who are squatting, when they are done squatting, we can't even, once the curtain comes down, If I fall on you, you're going to get hurt. I'm 110 kilos right now. If I fall on you, you are going to get hurt. Okay? I'm a heavy guy. If you're walking up behind me and I accidentally fall on you, you're going to get hurt. There's equipment behind me. Something's going to happen to you. If I'm on the bench press and you walk next to me and the bar hits your hand, I panic and I'm going to get hurt. If you're doing something silly like being loud or being abrasive, and you're going to be disturbing other people in their workout, they're losing concentration, they're going to get annoyed with you, you're going to make the environment unfriendly for everybody else there. You don't want to be that person. There are things that I can live with in the gym, like offensive bodybuilder. I'm fine with that. If you are somebody who's training so hard that you are sweating, it's okay, go have a shower, it's fine. I respect it, it's fine. But don't come into the gym smelling like Axe body spray, because I'm going to get sinusitis and I'm going to sneeze everywhere and I'm going to train the whole time looking like I've been crying, because I can respect the natural odor of somebody. It is when people think that they need to mask that when they're training, it's a bit weird. Excessive amounts of false aroma in the gym doesn't really make sense. It's a gym. It's supposed to smell like a gym. That is my personal opinion. If you're sweating, wipe down the equipment. I don't have a problem with people that sweat in the gym. I'm a guy. In my gym, if people are sweating, we will hug each other. Okay, there are certain somebodies in my gym that run away from us because we're going to go and hug them. It's just a fun little thing. It's just the reality of it. We don't care, man. We're there to work out. We guys have shed a lot in the gym. Sweat is one of those things. It's just the reality. Nobody feels disgusting. We all having sweat. If you're training hard enough, you're sweating. Okay, just the reality of it. So, but if you're in the equipment and you're like, some people will sweat at the equipment to the point where the floor, you're going to slip and it's a puddle. I'm not joking. If you take a jar of water and you pour it into the floor, it is that amount of sweat. It is an unrealistic amount of sweat. It is shocking. And so at that point, please wipe down your equipment. You know, it's reality. We have people that just aren't that respectful of the equipment and the people around them. So be respectful, be kind, and don't be angry. The reason why I say be respectful is don't be angry. There are angry people and violent people in the gym. Everybody you meet is not great. People are going through things. Some of the people that are there because they're fighting demons. Not everybody is like me and at the gym because they have a happy place. Trust me, we're searching for a happy place because we're coming from a place that's not that very happy sometimes. And so when you're in the gym, it is important that you're respectful to everybody, because you don't know who you're talking to and what they're going through on that day. Sometimes you look at us and we are zoned out in the gym. We're not thinking, we can't even hear you. I'm not looking at you. I don't hate you, I promise. But if I'm in the gym and you see me like this, I can't see you. I can't see the person next to you. I can't hear you. I am literally in a very, very specific zone, okay? I'm just not aware of my surroundings at that point. Everybody gets there as a training. It's just part of life, okay? All guys go there. Even the girls go there. They are not there. When you're training and when you're pushing yourself to that limit, a lot of what's inside you comes out. And so your body kind of zones out. And when you're zoning out, you don't want to be disturbed by anybody. I want to talk about to people, if you're new in the gym or what do you need to train? Anything. You can train with anything. You can train with machines. You can train with free weights. You can train with no weights. You can train with anything. You can walk into the gym and start skipping rope. It's okay. You can push a sled. It's okay. You can do walking lunges. It's okay. You can train with a kettlebell, a barbell, a dumbbell. You can train with a machine or a cable. You can do whatever type of training you want. You can walk in and just use the elliptical or the treadmill and you can go home. It's okay. Nobody's going to judge you. How you train is your business. Nobody has the right to tell you that you're training wrong. Nobody has the right to tell you that you should be pushing a certain amount of weight. They must mind their own business and train for themselves. You do you. Okay? My girlfriend says, you do you, boo. It's the same thing. Go into the gym, you do you. Don't do what anyone else tells you to. If you want to bench a single plate for 20 reps instead of 2 plates for 5 reps or whatever it is, go do that. Don't tell someone push you. That's when you're going to get injured. You're going to have a bad time. You're going to feel unwelcome in the gym. You're not going to feel happy. Train how you need to. You don't need anything to train. You could walk outside at the gym and do sprints and you're still training. There's nothing wrong with that. So you don't need much to train. You don't need any kind of fancy equipment. You can right now go do some push-ups while watching this video and you'll be training. The other thing I want to talk about in the gym is because sometimes you'll see a new person walk into the gym and they'll be saying, oh, I need a trainer. This is a very sensitive topic for a lot of people, including myself. There are good trainers and bad trainers. A good trainer is somebody who pays attention to you as a client first. They put your needs first. They put your safety first. Okay? And then everything else follows. You do not want a trainer who is going to be worried about making bank or getting to the next client or absent during your session. You want a trainer who is there to be at least as attentive to their needs as possible. You don't always get what you pay for. Sometimes you'll be paying a lot for a trainer and you might not be getting anything out of it. Sometimes you might have somebody training you for free. You might have me as your training buddy. You will never need a trainer for the rest of your life if you have me as a training buddy. Yet even I have a trainer. Okay? So what you get from your trainers is your benefit. But if you're new walking into the gym, yes, I would agree you should take a trainer for a session or two so that you can familiarize yourself with the equipment. It is important that you learn the proper exercises and the appropriate technique towards lifting. You do not want to be somebody who is going to be lifting weights and all of a sudden hurt or snap something because you didn't know how. I have seen people fall in the gym while seated in the machine. Don't ask me how it happens. It happens. It's a gym. Freak accidents happen. Okay? It is important that you have a trainer when you walk in. If you don't, get somebody who's like me, who has some time, who's in the gym every day. I'm like a rat in the gym. I'm there. If you walk in at 4 a.m, I'm there, standing outside. If you walk in there at 10 p.m, I'm there. The gym closed at 8. I was there till 10. I'm standing outside talking to all the other guys. We're there. You walk in at 12 o'clock when everybody else is supposed to be at work. I'm there. Okay, we're there all the time. It's freaky. Don't ask me how it happens. We're all there all the time. Ask us. We'll help you. This is just the reality of gym. So don't be afraid. Take a trainer. The trainer will show you all the machines. They'll show you some exercises. Most gyms will give you a basic diet plan that you can follow and a basic workout plan. Go online, Google things and stuff like that and just go train. But a trainer is a good thing. A good trainer and a bad trainer are the differences between whether or not you'll make progress or not, or whether or not you'll stay in the gym. Your goal as somebody who is new to the gym is to stay in the gym. Do not leave the gym. A bad trainer, I've had experiences with trainers like this, where they will train you to the point where you throw up and you'll never go back to them, and they'll feel so accomplished. They'll say, oh yeah, I trained this guy, he threw up. No, you're such a bad trainer. You made your client sick. There's nothing good about that. No teacher will ever say, oh, my students, I gave them so much of work, they failed. Why are you happy? You're a bad teacher. You could achieve the opposite. Your kid dropped out of school. You're a bad teacher. You're the worst kind of teacher. Okay, nothing great about that. You didn't do anything great. You're the worst kind of human being. A trainer is the same thing. If you train your client to the point where they don't want to train anymore, you did a bad thing. You're a bad trainer. Your job as a trainer is to keep your client motivated, keep them happy, keep them strong, let them see some kind of progress, be there for when they need them. I have trainers who have been psychological aides, friends, just listening. I've been there for them. They've been there for me. I don't need a trainer. I know too much. I am too advanced in the field to need a trainer. I do not need a trainer. I have never needed a trainer. The reason I have trainers are for very, very, very specific things. And when you walk into the gym, the way you select your trainer matters. Do not pick a trainer based on what they look like. You are never going to look like them. Do not pick a trainer on the fact that they look cool or they talk cool. You can't beat them. Don't pick a trainer because they have the most clients. Pick the trainer that makes you feel comfortable with them. You must feel comfortable with who you're training with, because if you don't, you're not going to enjoy training. You're not going to feel happy. I have a trainer. I have two trainers, right? I have a trainer who has, well, they're not really trainers. They're more like coaches, right? So I have a trainer who specifically attends to my range of motion, my joint health, training my muscle in the appropriate range of motion and function for my body type and my joint. I am not forced into any types of awkward movements. However, I train the muscle. Okay, I train it around the joint. The longevity, the healing, the process of how I maintain my physique and my training is what my trainer is used for. I have another trainer who sees to my diet plans and to give me that reality check when I need somebody to say, hey, you're not being honest. You are, you're not following your diet. You need to stay motivated. You need to train hard. I love my trainers. My trainers are very important to me. Do I need them? No. They are a luxury. Okay? Do I appreciate them? Absolutely. I respect them more than you would ever know. These are people that I put my life in their hands. Okay, literally. I say, tell me what to do and I'm going to listen to you because I respect them. I appreciate them. I do not need them. They are a luxury. Training is a luxury. Having a Having a trainer is a luxury. So at the end of the day, my trainers are very, very good people. I have a wonderful lady and a wonderful man that both train with me, and they are brilliant at what they do. Okay, I have a trainer to assist me because I train very hard. I believe I train as hard as I can. I leave just enough fuel in the tank so that I can go home. Okay, most days you will see me after I'm training, I'm so spent. I'm literally just sitting at gym and I'm not even present because I have pushed myself beyond my limit. Okay, and I love training. I love talking to my trainers. I can go into the gym and stand with my trainer and talk to them for the whole hour, and it was an hour well spent. Okay, because they are great people. And they're not bad trainers for talking to me for the time. They just know how to be there for their clients. And so your trainers are important to you. They need to do what is best for the client. They need to be able to put the client back on track when the client has derailed. And they need to be there to not bullshit your client. Don't bullshit your client at the end of the day. Your client's not a money bag. If you hurt your client and if you were there to get some kind of money out of them, then unfortunately for you, you're in a situation where you've lost all that income because the person left and they're not with you anymore. So you're not even a good businessman at that point. You've lost your client, and you've probably got a reputation as, it's a brutal hardcore trainer, but in the long term you've made nothing. You've actually lost. So yes, there are good trainers and bad trainers, and you do need a trainer. If you're a beginner, you need a trainer, or at least you need a Preston. And I would like anybody who needs a Preston, give me a call. I'll come train with you. I'll come train with you at your gym. I'll show you everything you need to do, and I'll do it for free. Unless I get very famous one day randomly and I'll start charging you. And I will charge you in a very, very good amount. Tailored to each specific person. I'll charge you by the rep. No one's ever done that before. You also, to just expand on the trainers, you get some trainers who are doing bodybuilding training, diet training. You get some people who are doing like the, you'll see them doing like the MMA thing or the kickboxing thing. Some trainers, you'll see a guy who was training somebody for like a sports and athletic event. Good. Don't replicate what you see the trainer doing with their clients. Sometimes the trainers are doing the wrong things. The number of times I have seen the trainers doing the wrong things with their client and have kept quiet about it, it is simply because I mind my own business. Don't interfere with the trainer when they are training their clients. That is one thing I'm going to tell everybody here. I am a culprit of this myself. Sometimes I will watch a trainer doing something and I'll think to myself, oh my word, that is so bad. And I will immediately think to myself, I should say something. And I just keep quiet. I have to keep quiet because it's not my place to tell them. I don't even know why that client is with that trainer. So maybe I'm saying the wrong thing. Maybe I am unwanted. Maybe they want to train that way. Maybe that client has a limitation in how they can train. Maybe that client has an inability to perform that exercise in the natural way. That is why they are doing that exercise in that way. Yes, everybody in the gym is an expert. Shut your mouth, mind your own business, do your workout and go home. If you have something to ask, like myself, sometimes I will go after the trainer is done, after and ask, was there any specific reason? Because I have a thirst for knowledge. I want to know. I want to know why that was done so awkwardly. I want to know. I really want to know. I don't mean it in a negative way. I genuinely have a thirst for knowledge. I want to know, what was this person doing? Like, is that a false arm that they can't grip properly? Something funny. Like, respect everybody in the gym. It's just the reality. And you do need a trainer. If you can't have a trainer, get a Preston. If you don't have a Preston, make a friend. If you don't have a friend, call a Preston again. Because we've spoken about the types of training. We've spoken about the different body types. The body type thing is, back in the day, you talk about ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph, and all that. Don't worry about all that. That's all. It is both proven and disproven at the same time. Depending on which study you're going to look at. I'm not going to put a study up. I'm not going to read that thing. I did a long time ago, and I didn't think anything of it back then, and I'm not going to defer to it now either. Train to be healthy and train to have the best version of your body. You're not going to make it look differently unless you train it and sculpt it. As far as training should do, training for longevity, training for fun, taking your supplements that you need, acknowledging that you need to train very hard, train safely, be respectful to everybody in the gym, use a trainer as an aid if you need one, respect everybody. The last thing I want to leave with saying, it's a very important thing. It is literally the last thing. Tomorrow is your enemy. Okay, always remember that. Tomorrow is your enemy. Today is your only friend you will ever have. The only thing you are sure of is today. Tomorrow may never come. You could close your eyes today and you could not wake up tomorrow. People who say, I'm going to do it tomorrow, I myself am guilty of this. Tomorrow comes and then another tomorrow is going to be around the corner. Tomorrow is a comfort zone. Get out of tomorrow. Motivation is the number one killer for everybody that leaves gym. You have to stay motivated. To be somebody who trains and to be somebody who is in bodybuilding specifically, you have to be motivated even when you hate it. To give you an example, when I'm drinking Something as simple as drinking water. I monitor how much of water I drink. If I have too much, if I drink a Coke Zero, I worry about it's unrealistic at that point, but it is literally, it weighs on me. If I have this cup of water and I have a Coke Zero, I'll be like, in fluid ounces, how much is that? And how much is my body weight going to go up? And the next day, if I wake up feeling different, I'll be like, oh no, what did I do? You sleep wrong. Oh, it's a problem. If you sleep too long, oh, it's a problem. If you eat too much, when you look at food, you literally look at it as carbs, proteins, fats, and you don't think, oh, I should enjoy my meal. If it tastes good, you feel bad. I've eaten chicken, broccoli, and rice for about 6 months straight, and it used to taste so good, and I think to myself something was wrong, but in reality I just had a liking for the flavor. It was bland sometimes, and I just liked it. I hated certain fruits and vegetables because I felt like they were too good to be true. It's bad, it's good for you. If it's good, spit it out. That is what I used to believe, and then sometimes you just have a taste for bad things. I'm somebody like that. I got bad taste, and I like the way it tastes sometimes. So the reality is, staying motivated is difficult when everything you do is putting you in a position to hate what you're doing. That is just the honest reality of it. You don't want to be somebody who is going to sleep, waking up every day and doing it repeatedly like a robot for years and years and years just for one day. And then on that day, if it's not your best, other people are going to tell you whether or not you're good enough. Oh my gosh, it's difficult to stay motivated in those kinds of situations. You are competing against people who are on the supplements that you don't get to see in the shelves, and you are competing against people who are leaps and bounds and years ahead of you. You could be 35 and you could be competing against somebody who's 15 and built like Adonis, and then you're not going to know what's going to happen. It is very difficult in those situations. You could be competing against somebody, I know for a fact, somebody who is 65 that is better than I have ever looked in my entire life, and I will never achieve that. And so it is difficult to stay motivated, especially when it's a woman. That's the reality of it. When you are in those situations in the gym, you walk into the gym, you walked in on day one, you've gotten in the front door, you bought the supplements, you got the trainer, you made the friend, you did the workout, you've been friendly, you've been respectful, you've seen everybody, and you need to come back the next day. And then you just can't do it. You don't feel like doing it. So you buy the pre-workout, you get the trainer, you do everything again. The next day, you're not motivated, so you stay at home, you have a rest day. Even that's not resting. You have the rest day, the next day you're like, I'm getting sore. Delayed onset muscle soreness. All your DOMs that you are experiencing, all that lactic acid buildup within that muscle tissue, it hurts a lot. And so you decide, okay, I can't go to the gym today. And then day one wasn't so bad when you took the rest. Day two is the worst. Going up the stairs isn't the problem. It's going down that's the difficult. You can sit down onto the toilet seat and it's a difficult seat. And then getting up is not easy. You might not be able to strengthen your hand at night. At night, you will not feel your arms. They will go numb. You might not be able to get up out of bed because your tummy is sore. Getting up hurts and laying flat down on your back hurts. There are situations when you're losing weight and you're cutting your weight down, sitting becomes uncomfortable because the bone on your bottom, it literally, you feel the seat. Walking becomes uneasy because you've got the fat pad underneath your soles of your foot is gone. It is a difficult thing to stay motivated. And these are the extremes, The beginners will leave. They'll come to gym for a few months. Once they get into that routine, they leave. They always leave. They all leave. I've seen many people left, and it is important to stay motivated because motivation is the killer, and you have to be motivated. And don't do it tomorrow. Tomorrow is your enemy. Start today. If you want to start a diet, start today. Even if you cheat on the diet on day one, at least you started. It's important to do that. At least you can say you're always in some form of training, in that way. And don't compare yourself to anybody. You are never going to be comparing yourself to the people you see on stage is the worst thing you can do. You play action soccer with your friends. You know when your friends are not giving it their 100%, and so you get annoyed with them. The guys that are good at the action soccer in the local club, they are the guys who are in your gym that are the strongest guy in the gym, or the best looking guy in the gym, or the rat in the gym. They are those guys, right? They're the best ones. They're gonna be hard on you. They're gonna tell you, oh no, you gotta lift this, you gotta do this. Okay, go ahead. But they are not Cristiano Ronaldo. They're not. They're just good in that action soccer. They're good in that little club over there. Don't start comparing yourselves. Even him. Don't go compare all of them to Cristiano Ronaldo. You're never going to beat that. So don't walk into a gym thinking that because You're comparing yourself to the guy that's competing at the local competition. He's not comparing himself to Hardy Chupin or Kai Green or Phil Heath or Samson Dowda. He's not comparing himself to these guys. If he is, he's delusional. Okay, don't. You're not in that league. You're never gonna be. That is the Cristiano Ronaldo of bodybuilding. Okay, they're the best in the world. They're the Lionel Messi. You're not gonna be on that level. They're not on that level. Don't create unrealistic standards for yourself. Use it as motivation to push yourself to be better. And I've mentioned some people who are not natural, right? And they lie to you that they're natural. Believe a little bit that they are natural. Believe, because it keeps me motivated. Knowing that might be achievable, I keep pushing myself all the time. Things play with you on your mind. I'm looking at the camera right now thinking I look small. I know I'm a big guy. I'm a very big guy. But I know that in this camera I look small right now. I know that I have not trained for 3 months and I feel small. I'm not letting it get the better of me at the end of the day. You have to be comfortable with yourself and have the ability to acknowledge these things in yourself. But to stay motivated. Don't give up. When it comes to training, during the entire series that I've spoken, because I've done all this in about an hour and a half of recording in one straight hour, because I'm going to be splitting this up into a series, but I did not want to break up the flow of what I was discussing. If anybody has any questions about training or about health, about teaching, about the gym, about educating themselves about gym and fitness, please ask me. I am an encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to training and fitness. I would be more than happy to share all my knowledge that I have garnered over these years. I have no formal qualification in any of these things, because at the end of the day, my training comes from my being a fanatic about the sport. Everybody you speak to in your gym will always have more knowledge than the people who are looking at it from a lens. In the same way that a doctor will not give you the best stack to go on cycle to be Mr. Olympia. They'll write you the prescription for it. But at the end of the day, go ask the guy in the gym. And I guarantee you he has the best dosages and the best stack, and nobody's going to beat him. I guarantee you that. 10 out of 10. The guys in the gym always know more. And if you have talked to them, they are experts. Everybody is an expert. It's just what you do with that information that you have that will make you a better person and a better training and a better bodybuilder and all that, whatever your goals are. Your resource is your people. Education is free. Okay, it's out there. Take everything people say to you with a grain of salt, and you choose what you want to listen to and what you don't want to listen to. Okay, even if you retain 10% of that information, it's 10% of good information that you never had. You must be able to sift through it. Okay, and you must be able to process it, and you must be able to digest it, and you must be able to make use of it. With that, I'm going to end this entire beginner series. There's more stuff that I could have talked about, like buying clothing because you want to look a certain way in the gym. Most of us are wearing oversized clothing in the gym because it's comfortable, and I feel fat in my clothes, so I wear really big comfy clothing. I do. And then as I get bigger, I pull the clothing out and I feel awesome. Don't feel fat anymore. It's just that I can't do a clothing topic for anybody because I wear the worst stuff in the gym. I have the most terrible dress sense when it comes to training, and I deliberately left the topic out. Gymnasium, if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong on this, means to train the body in its naked form. So technically, we're all doing it wrong. The less clothing you wear, the more accurate you are. With that, I would like you to have a good time training. If you need any help, call me. Message me in the comment section. Like the video if you liked it. Share the video if you thought it was anything kind of beneficial, or you would like to share it with your friends. Share it. If you enjoyed listening to the topic, then please, by all means, put a comment down of a topic that you would like me to talk about, and I would be more than happy to share that. I would be more than happy to share that with anybody, my thoughts and my opinions. If you disagree with them, good. Challenge me on what I say. Don't take everything I say as literal. Think for yourself. Find your own way. Draw your own conclusions to what is right and wrong for you. I am an expert on me, barely. I'm not going to be an expert on you either, and you will always be the expert on you. So take everything I say about training and bodybuilding and gym and stuff like that and apply it to yourself and see if you agree and disagree with everything I say. If you like what I say, please consider subscribing to whatever I have this posted on, and like my video and help me get out there. And I'm not worried about getting viral. I don't know why I said that, but anyways, I'm not going to get viral with this. I'm just putting this out there because I believe if you have a platform and you have the knowledge and you want to share and put out some positivity out there, that is what you should be doing with it. So this is me trying to share some positivity. During the time that I am unable to be training, because I have chosen to make the decision to train at home so that I could be swimming, it decided to rain for 3 months straight, and it has only recently stopped raining. So the pool is now available again, but I haven't gotten into gear in the past week and a half into us swimming. But the reality is, if I can't be there, generally I am happy at my gym and happy when I'm training, and I want everybody to be happy and everybody to train and everyone to be healthy. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching as a group, good for everybody. If you're watching alone, good on you. And I'll see you in the next time.